What's up, guys? I'm going to show you today how to check the vitality and health of a condenser fan motor. So here I am working on a simple, this is a 13-year-old Carrier to Bryant, okay, R22. And the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to get my amp draw on my condenser fan. You want to do this without any load on it, okay, because that will throw off your readings. So I'm at 1.17. Got 1.17 times my volts. 1.17 times my volts across my contactor. This only works, by the way, if you're on a split phase motor. It doesn't matter if you have single phase or three phase. I'm going to check my volts across here is I can do this without getting electrocuted. That would be fun today. 241.3. Okay, and I'm going to go times 2, oops. So 1.17 times 241.3 equals 282. Okay, amps times volts equals what? Your watts. Watt is a measurement of power. What else is a measurement of power? Horsepower, baby. Right here. So I got, this is designed to work at a quarter horse. This FLA, I don't use that often. I'll use it, this is more like the motor's dying or already dead. This is more vitality. The unit's rated, that motor itself is rated for a quarter horse. You also want to double check too, check the fan motor. Make sure that it is okay. Hope that audio was fine. So I got 282 is my measurement of power consumption. We're going to convert that over to horsepower, which I'm going to divide that by 746. That is for a split phase non-hydraulic motor. Divided by 746 equals 0.37. Now if I take 0.37 and I convert that into a fraction, so I can get, you know, what's it actually looking at a quarter horse. Okay, you don't need to do that. You could. It's probably like operating at a, I don't know, maybe a third. But what you could do is take your fraction. This quarter horse is 0.25 divided by 0.37. 0.25 divided by 0.37 gives me 67%. Okay, sorry, you're going to convert that into a percentage, so it's actually going to be 30. It's going to be 33% overpowered. That's what's running at right now. The reason why that's important to do that conversion is because if you just tell somebody it's working over, they're not going to understand. Just ask you guys, what's more effective for you? Your blood pressure is high or your blood pressure is 37% high? Okay, when you have an actual percentage amount, then you know how bad it actually is, okay? Because that's what your homeowner is wondering all the time. How bad is this actually at? Is it going to die tomorrow? Is it going to die in a month? That's why you get that question. If we don't do it, can it last? The reason you get that question is because your homeowner is asking you, how bad is it? You're creating that objection for yourself. So instead of doing that, do some simple math and actually find out how bad it actually is. It's 37% overpowered right now. Well, how long is it going to last? Well, you guys want to do a simple calculation. If it's 37% overpowered, it's got like 65% of its life left. So you guys do the math. I'm not going to answer something I don't know anything about. There's absolutely no way to answer that question. Okay, so there's a few other things I just want you guys to take note of. This condenser fan motor is extremely rusted on one side. You guys will often see that on units. And if you guys are like, well, why is that important? Or I've seen that on every single one. I've never done anything with it. Well, imagine opening your car and you saw one half of the block on your engine was completely rusted out, but the other half wasn't. What would you guys think? Something's probably wrong or something's going to fail. So anytime I see that, obviously that tells me that the sun is beating down on that part of the unit. The sun's beating down on it, which means half of the motor is overheating and the other half is not. So much so that it's actually wearing the paint off of the motor itself. That is a powder coated motor. You guys want to know what powder coating is? Powder coating uses 250 degrees to bake the paint into the enamel, the actual metal. So that means that that motor is getting above 250 degrees, okay? So I already showed you a simple formula on how to check what it's the health and the vitality. We can actually use a thermal imaging camera, and we can see use a thermal imaging camera, and we can actually see what the unit is actually doing, or how hot it actually is. And right now, I know that the sun is, see if I can clear this at all. I know that the sun is glaring down on here, but you can see I'm working at 96 degrees. It's 50 degrees right now. That motor is 97 degrees on the side of that housing. Okay, now if I come over a little bit more and I look on the back side of this fan motor, I'm at 80, I'm dropping down to 87, okay? A 10-degree difference in this little 2 inches of space. So thermal imaging camera is only helpful in this particular case. It's gonna show you what you already can see. Half of the motor is getting rusted because it's overheating. Perform that test, that calculation. It's amps times volts divided by 746 for any single phase or 3-phase split phase capacitor motor, which is every single condenser fan motor you are ever going to see in the entire United States. And then the second part of that, once you know the information, now you need to put it into some terms that the customer can understand. The customer's not going to do anything if you tell them that their motor is overheating or that it's running too hot. That doesn't mean anything to anybody, okay? Especially right now in the shoulder season. So if I come in and I tell your motor it looks like it's going to fail, the very next question you will get is the customer's basically doing this. Oh, what's going on? How long will it last? Can we get by without doing it? Next year, we'll just go ahead and replace the whole thing. All that kind of rigmarole you guys always get. Okay, so just do that formula. If you don't know what the unit's rated for, that fan motor, because it's bleached out or whatever, call the manufacturer. They'll be able to tell you exactly what the unit should have in it. And then you can do a simple calculation. If your unit is pulling 0.5 horsepower and your unit is rated for a quarter horse, that means that your fan motor is about ready to give up, okay? Way more effective to tell the customer that it is 45% overpowered. Imagine running your utility bill with an additional 45% on your utility bill. I don't know, you tell me.